quick.
All right, Shalom. Shalom, giving our praises, glory and honors unto Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Kakadash, that belongs to the apostles, bishops, elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. This is your brother, the priest of Zion from GMS Atlanta, back with another edifying video.
So this video is the Atlantic report, which
I was watching the Apostle Hard's video
entitled
that he put up earlier. Will we go completely cashless in 2025? This is a fulfillment of prophecy, and he mentioned.
And people are terrified.
And he mentioned this video here. Let me see if I can pause this.
I didn't watch the whole.
And I hope the sound wasn't on. So like it if the sound was on. But Apostle Hard mentioned from this video, which I'm actually subscribed to, the Atlantis report. Right, and he was just asking this question of is a prophecy to be fulfilled coming in 2025? Because there are a lot of countries that are doing away with cash, right? So this is the video.
Every stock,
here.
Every bond, every currency, every commodity, every piece of art, every bond.
All right, let me pause this, and hopefully, the sound doesn't drown out what I'm saying. So this is from the Atlantis report. Banks are doing away with cash and people are terrified. So there's a big elephant in the room, so to speak, with the financial system taking a turn and making a shift in the very near future that could change the lives of everyone, all right, from individuals to countries, to governments. And this is a plan. Well, when you watch this video, it speaks on that there has to be somebody behind the scenes that is in control of the financial system, which we know who it is. We know it's the Edomites, according to the Bible, and the rich banking families behind them. But this video mentions that there has to be somebody pulling the strings to change things, which would pretty much give them more control. And they try to throw in different ways to try to combat the shift, but there's nothing that can be done, So to really answer Apostle Dahar's question, okay, is this a fulfillment of prophecy? I would say, yeah, it's moving toward a fulfillment of prophecy, pursuant to Revelation the 13th chapter, the 16th verse on down. Because in order for there to be a shift in how people buy and sell, there has to be a change in the monetary system. If the world was continuing to use cash and coins, then there would be no need, because cash and coin have been used for thousands of years. I believe paper cash goes back to China. And of course, metal coins, whether it be gold or silver or copper, that has been around since BC times. So, money hasn't really changed. Value of money has changed. But it hasn't really been until, I'll say, the 20th century where money changed in how different monetary systems were introduced. Okay? Credit cards, debit cards, and now you got digital payment apps, things like that, which is a setup for Revelation the 13th chapter. Let me get that scripture, okay? Because in order for this prophecy to be fulfilled, you have to change money altogether. What is money? What is currency altogether? Right? So Revelation 13:16. And this is dealing with the beast from the earth, which the beast is a governmental system, which we know to be today as NATO and America and the powers allied to it. Or you could throw the EU in there as a part of it. All right? Which is a revival of the Roman Empire. So when you get to the 16th verse, it says, and he causeth all. So this governmental system, this beast, is going to cause all, both small and great, rich and poor, and free and bond, to receive a particular marking in their right hand or in their foreheads. So there's going to be introduced a identifying marker that individual people, no matter what their societal status is going to identify them as a part of the emerging world system in these last days. And it says, and the main application of that identifying marker is that no individual, no man, woman, will be able to buy or sell, Revelation 13:17. So you won't be able to buy anything, groceries, take out loans at banks, rent, mortgage, drive a car, go to school. You won't be able to go on vacation. You won't be able to buy or sell. You won't be able to set up a business. Get a LLC, EIN number, right? Save he, which means accept, EXCEPT, except that person has that identifying marker, right? And when you look up what this identifying marker is, it's something physical, all right? If you recently saw that movie Gladiator 2, even the first Gladiator, I mentioned the first Gladiator, the slaves of the Roman Empire, a lot of them were sent to fight in the gladiatory arenas at the Colosseum. And the owners of those gladiators, they even show you that in that movie, The Book of Clarence. The owners of the gladiators will have an identifying mark branded into the skin of the fighters. Well, the same system, which is the revival of Rome here today, of course they're not going to use anything iron, anything ancient. They're going to use something digital, something technological-wise, to have all people of all sizes, not just warriors, not just celebrities, not just the rich, but those in the middle class, poor class, individuals, men and women, children. They want you to have this identifying mark, this physical, digital all right, in order to participate in the new emerging reset of this global system, which everything will be, the buzzword is interoperable. So whatever happens, whatever system is implemented in Rome, in Europe, in Moscow, in Australia, in Brisbane, in America, New York, Miami, no matter where you live, no matter what country, everything is going to be able to interact and operate together. Okay? For travel. Now, most of my recent videos dealing with the coming digital system has been dealing with the digital ID system that these governments are going to introduce. Okay? Now, when you look up in this video, it says, let me go to around the 5.5, 6 minute mark.
This space heater is
All right, bear with me.
being called the Tesla of heaters. It can warm up houses for practically zero cost. This game changer.
Okay,
And the
let's
loss
skip
of
this.
privacy.
So they want to introduce bear with me 1 second. So they want to introduce, as you see here, the increase of digital payment systems, which will be implemented through different government entities. Okay. You have something called the EU ID system, which is dealing with the European Union and the digital ID system, which pretty much everything, all your records, your license, identification card system, your birth records, your medical records, your banking, financial information, everything would be tied into this one governmental system, and that's in Europe. They're doing the same thing. I just recently did one about what's going on in Jamaica. All right, they want to do it in Australia. They want to do it in America. So everywhere, right? Canada. Okay. So what does that mean? What has to happen in order for this system to fulfill the prophecy in Revelation 13? Well, there has to be a change in the way money is moved. Now, this is a recent article. This is from the Watcher.guru website, which I don't want to look at this. Let's see if I can click this off. So it says BRICS, Russia and China's de-dollarization plan finds no takers. And this was just something that I was reading on from a few days ago. Because it came out recently. Even other brothers had did videos on it that there was going to be a new BRICS currency, but that's not exactly the case. All right. So this article is from. Let's see. I had the date. Let's see if I can. Okay, let me go up. So this is from the 26th. Okay. But I'm going to read an updated article, but this is pretty much the story right now. BRICS moving away from the de-dollarization agenda. Okay? But there has to be some kind of opposing plan because the U.S. dollar is the world reserve currency, the USD. Okay? So in order for them to move from the world reserve currency, they have to de-dollarize the system in some way, shape, or form, even if it's mostly, right? But let me read this. So it says Russia's President Vladimir Putin proudly displayed a mock-up currency. So for brothers and sisters that was thinking that the BRICS, that watch videos and was thinking that they just totally did away with the dollar, they got their own currency. It was a mock-up currency. Okay. It said it was a mock-up currency bill was displayed at the 16th summit in Kazan this year. The BRICS alliance clarified that the banknote is unofficial and was only a display presented by Putin. The theatrics of a BRICS currency followed Russia's de-dollarization agenda to evade sanctions. However, the de-dollarization agenda has no takers, even among the existing BRICS members. Countries like India, South Africa, and Brazil are slowly taking a step back as the dust settles after the summit. Only desperate countries like Russia, China, and Iran are advancing de-dollarization using BRICS as a stepping stone. And if you notice in the news, The main countries that the West, America, and even the state of Israel are in a heavy opposition to when it comes to physical war is Russia, right? Iran, China, backing them up because of situations like this, all right? And that's why you hear Trump speaking on, these topics of de-dollarization and moving back to, trying to make America, the money system, the top again when he gets into office in January. So there's just a lot of pieces being moved around and shifted. But even check this out here. Also read, BRICS, India extends CBDC payments to new countries. So they are moving towards digital payments. Okay, matter of fact, let me click on this. Right, let me click on this real quick. Another 2-minute read. So this is from the 24th. So all last week, while our people was preparing for turkey, collard greens, and ham, there's been a lot of shifts when it comes to the financial global system. BRICS, India, and that matters because when you go into these stores and you see an inflation of prices on certain objects or products, whatever that was 6 months ago was maybe $2, now it's $4 or $5. Well, there's a financial global crisis at hand. Hyperinflation, and this is why the news is important, and prophecy is important. So it says BRICS. India extends CBDC, which CBDC stands for Central Bank Digital Currencies, payments to new countries. So I'll just read this here. BRICS member India is strengthening its CBDC mobile payment ties with many more countries for cross-border transactions. Remember, they want to interact and operate together, interoperability. Bloomberg reported that India is partnering with multiple countries in South Asia to process mobile payment systems. The countries include the Philippines, Sri Lanka, and its BRICS counterpart, the United Arab Emirates, UAE. T. Ravi Shankar, Deputy Governor of the Reserve Bank of India, confirmed the development at the conference in Cebu, Philippines. So so there's a lot of different reports. This also says from BRICS, demand for the U.S. dollar rises in foreign banks. So pretty much they still have to rely on the U.S. dollar right now in order to prop up their system. Okay, now let me go to the next one here. Now this is from November 28th. De-dollarization, countries that are cutting ties with the U.S. dollar. So there is a plan to move away from the dollar. But let's see what this says. The U.S. dollar has reigned as the world's reserve currency for quite some time now. In order to bring the dollar out of this dominant position, several nations have been opting for the de-dollarization initiative, which a dollar is what? Cash. So this ties into going cashless as well. In recent years, there has been a growing push for de-dollarization. Countries seek to reduce their excessive dependence on the U.S. dollar and boost their economic independence by diversifying their currency reserves and engaging in commerce in other currencies. And we've seen these reports over the last few months. Countries moving away from the U.S. dollar. There are a number of countries trying to draft a financial path of their own and move away from the U.S. dollar. This includes BRICS nations, countries part of ASEAN, as well as a few others. Starting with BRICS, the association consists of five countries including China, Russia, India, Brazil, and South Africa. Countries like China, Brazil, and Argentina have been resorting to the Chinese yuan for trade. The ASEAN consists of countries like Singapore, Malaysia, Hong Kong, Cambodia, Laos, Vietnam, Japan, Brunei, Thailand, and the Philippines. In most nations, ASEAN's QR code system, so moving away from cash, and they're using QR codes, which was introduced in September 2023, reduced payment expenses by 30%. So they're seeing progress in not dealing with the U.S. dollar or cash, for that matter. These adjustments aid in defending against possible sanctions, such as those that impact Russian assets and financial weaknesses, and uphold de-dollarization. So you have one, and there's a lot to this. I'm not going to read everything, but that's pretty much it. I can read the rest of this. All right, so it says, and I was going to say, so you have countries that still rely on the dollar. Countries like Russia, China, and Iran are moving away from using the dollar. That's on top of building up CBDC currency systems, digital ID systems. So everything is moving and changing around. It says, in addition, countries like Saudi Arabia, Turkey, Venezuela, Iran, Ghana, and Bolivia have also joined hands in the de-dollarization initiative. These nations have been finding ways to decrease their dependence on the U.S. dollar, right? Because we're not necessarily saying that the U.S. dollar is not going to exist, but it's going to move. They want to move its position from being the world reserve currency. And it could be, maybe not, but everything is going digital, all right? So that is prophecy going to be fulfilled. Examining the hurdles, one of the key difficulties in the likelihood of the new currency to lose value or legitimacy. If the new currency is not seen as being as stable as the dollar, financial transactions might be hindered and economic instability could ensue. So that could be a way things crash. We'll see. As a result, it is essential to cultivate confidence and trust in the new currency prior to transferring. So that's what we need to see. We need, the world with the shift to the MOTB and the digital payment system, is there has to be something introduced that people can rely on and trust in, right? Instead of people going and paying with cash and coins and dollars, if there's an increase, however much percent, 30, 50, 60%, 70, 80% of digital payments, then they'll just shift the dollar to digital anyway. But then you have other currencies and governments doing the same thing. So it says, as a result, it is essential to cultivate confidence and trust in the new currency prior to transferring. So we're going to see a lot of advertising, and we're going to see some kind of, in one way, shape, or other, some form, we're going to see things move to a new way to pay for things, right? And one point that this video mentioned, that Apostle Har mentioned to watch, is, like it says here, the increase of digital payment systems, all right? So instead of using cash, you just go to a digital payment system instead of using your physical money. So there's confidence with that. Oh, we'll just use Cash App. We'll use PayPal. We'll use this or that, which a lot of people in America are using. So it says, Joyce Chong, the chair of global research at J.P. Morgan, said, the dollar's role in global finance and its economic and financial stability implications are supported by deep and liquid capital markets, rule of law and predictable legal systems, commitment to a free-floating regime, and smooth functioning of the financial system for the U.S. dollar, liquidity and institutional transparency. So, pretty much, the world is banking on the U.S. dollar right now being strong, but we're seeing a shift. So as far as what the Apostle Hall was saying, is this a fulfillment of prophecy? We could definitely see it move. It's definitely moving towards Revelation, the 13th chapter. Okay, because if the dollar loses its power, so to speak, and you have CBDCs introduced, which would be a cashless currency, then there will have to be a way for individuals to use that cashless currency. Now we can start off with QR codes, like it mentioned, or your smartphones that people already use. But eventually, they're going to introduce this micro C-hip, okay, and they're going to market that to individuals, right? And they're already doing that with the technology and the forehead with the Neuralink. So it's just a matter of time, okay? But with that, all praises goes to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Bashim Kakwadash, Shalom.